Welcome into the Eric St. Show podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures from right here in the Impact Power Sports Studio. A little dark in my corner here. I got to give myself some light. So half my face looks like the Meet the Beatles album cover. Some of you might know what that reference is. I'm sure you know the Beatles, but maybe not the actual album cover. Welcome. It was really rowdy just moments ago with the gruesome twosome there on the couch. Going bonkers, attacking each other. But my God. Thank God for Amanda. She gets the reference. I have never met someone who can have so many cool attributes, but at the same time have so many horrible tastes, in particular comedy. How many times have we been through this where she sends something and she sets it up with, oh my God, I cannot stop laughing. And I believe her. This is the funniest thing ever. And then I look at it and I go, it's not. It's not at all. And first of all, it's Stephen Colbert. I have never found anything ever that Stephen Colbert does as funny. One of the most forced deliveries in all of comedy. And I didn't like him when he was a correspondent on The Daily Show. I didn't like him when he was doing the Colbert report. I don't know. I don't like him now. So you got that stacked against you. The story was going around about the, what do you call it? Beer company that inserted their product into the classic Star Wars movies. That part, without Stephen Colbert, was amusing. All the shit he did to ruin it was not. Some of you are like, I don't know what you're talking about, Easy. Well, you're going to continue to not know what I talk about because I'm not going to play it. Amanda laughs at dumb shit with the exception of this show. This show is the only thing that she, pays attention to that is cool. Everything else sucks, except for the dog that talks, Tatum. Everything else, terrible. She sits around and listens to Ben Shapiro. I mean, what does that tell you? Amanda is a MAGA hat-wearing, far-right extremist, okay? What does that tell you about her? She listens to Ben Shapiro. Last week, she said Trump was a great president. Okay, that's all we need to know. If you were to go over all the pictures from Charlottesville, that crazy tiki torch incident, there's Amanda. Like if you were to play any of the footage of that guy driving through and killing that chick when he drove his Dodge Charger, what is going on with her? What is she doing? She's actually humping her brother. Okay, I think she's settling down now. It's like she has to hump to get comfortable. Just before that, Chris wrote, Darla is contemplating who to bother. And then I guess she made her decision and wandered over to poor O'Neill. Look out, more humping. If you were to watch any of those Charlottesville videos, Megan says, let her finish. That's just gross. That might be one of the grossest things that's flown out of your mouth. You disgusting fool. She's getting comfortable, thank you. Just a slight bit of humpage. And then she just goes to sleep. That's it. She's like, oh, okay. I like my brother. Anyway, I keep trying to talk about this joke about Amanda in Charlottesville, and the dog keeps interrupting me. You watch any of that footage, Tiki Torches, there's Amanda, okay? And she's grabbing those hill jack white supremacists one at a time by the hair and making them chow between her legs. And then you hear him going, yeah, let's save the statue. I love Ben Shapiro. Leave our statues alone. Say. So that's where her brain is. So I don't trust her as far as I could throw her, which isn't far. Ryan writes, God, that impression turns me on. This is a weird bunch today. First, you have Megan suggesting that I let my 1-year-old dog have an orgasm on the camera. And then Ryan is saying that impression turns him on. And Amanda's too dumb to like anything funny, except for my show. Uh-oh. No, wait. This might take a while. Now she's crying in the room, for God's sake. Dog just can't get comfortable. Now she's going to scream in my face. Go to bed. All right, I think she might have gone to sleep. I'm hopeful. Let's hope she goes to sleep. Nick says Rob Corddry was the best Daily Show correspondent. I'll have to take your word for it. I recognize that name, but I don't know who the fuck that is. Are you kidding me? Yesterday was a whirlwind day for your old pal EZ. As indicated, I was off to visit my new radio friends. So I'm getting faces behind the voices. I wander into the radio station. It was weird because they have 2 studios. One in one town where the transmitter is, and another one in another town where they also can do this. They can do the show in any type of the air shifts in 2 locations. Darla's just killing me. I just can't handle it. So I walk into the satellite location, and it's situated in what is a sprawling amount of buildings. Okay? And each one is really old and looks, I drive in and I don't know this, but I say this looks like the type of place like a state hospital for insane people. And just by seeing it, now I don't know this, but it's like when they built it, they said, all right, this is where insane people are going to be. And I mean, we're talking like turn of the century stuff. And we're going to perform lobotomies here. And this is all going through my brain as I drive through all these buildings. And what they've done is they've refurbished all these buildings to be like shops, but it's all creepy as fuck. And I go, hey, did this place used to be a large sanitarium? And they go, yeah, that's exactly what it was. Some guy built it to put insane people in and to do like fucking lobotomies and experiments and shit. So as I drove into this acreage, I had this feeling of dread and like I am surrounded by a haunting. I know it sounds ridiculous, but that's how I felt. I was like, what's going on here? That's what I'm asking. I hate to dwell on the fact that the dog is behind me, but she's just killing me with all the humping. Rebecca has picked up on my clues. She writes, was this in Traverse City? Megan asks me the same question. Yes, it was. You are on point. If you have any comments, please include them in this discussion. Rebecca says, I used to live there. In the sanitarium? You actually were insane? And they've redone a lot of these buildings, and one in particular. Okay, I'm going to take a break because I cannot handle this dog. All right, if she stays still right now, like right now, she's on the precipice of me banning her to the crate downstairs. She's getting on my nerves so much. It's such a distraction. Rebecca says, I went in the tunnels. Traverse TC, not the crazy house. I did find out that all of these buildings, they have tunnels underneath them. These catacombs, these passages for steam pipes. Megan says, I've just been there, a coffee shop maybe. Well, that's interesting because where I was actually above a coffee shop called Cup of Joe. Anyway, so I couldn't believe the scope of this place. And they've redone most of these buildings, but they still have the same architecture on the outside. So, I mean, you got all these ghosts wandering around, you know. There's ghosts everywhere in this place. You go into the redone building and, you know, you're feeling like a cold chill go by you. You think you see something in your periphery. It's crazy. And I meet this dude from the station. And, hey, it's good to finally meet you, talk to you on the phone. Okay, great. And wander off, do my thing. Learn various things, but there's another, as you drive into the property, onto the acreage, there's another building that is not redone. And I don't know why they stopped. This one building, it's all the windows are busted out of it. And you can actually get a tour through this building that has not been revitalized. And I found out that building is where the actual lobotomies were done. Like old school lobotomy. Back in the day, they would go up your nose and like with some type of device and then turn it on. And then it's like an egg beater and your brain becomes just bits. And then they pull it out and then, you know, you're pretty much in a vegetative state. Hold up. She's chewing on that pillow. Hey, no. Apologies for all this. So my theory is that the building where they did all the lobotomies is where the ghosts are in the highest concentration. And they like won't go even near it because it's so populated with crazy ass ghosts. Kenny says, sounds like Eric actually went to the insane asylum. Aram says, originally they used an ice pick and a hammer up the nose. That is true. I know that. I can confirm that. I read it. Well, I read it. I read what you read, I guess. But, so anyway. I go into the radio station. Where we are, there's no ghosts. And why I'm there is to see like how the software works because you know, I've been out of the game long enough that this is all like a refresher thing. And so they go, all right, we're building you a computer just like this one. And so you got to watch this guy do his thing because this is the exact pieces of equipment you'll be using at for your show. Okay, so they're bringing me like a computer and a couple of monitors and all this shit. And I'm like, okay, in my head, I'm like, where am I going to get the room for this? All right, I better figure this shit out fast. Then they're showing me all this, and I'm like, time has just marched on by me. Okay? Now, while they're showing me this, that, and the other thing, they're talking to me like it's as simple as, you know, picking up a cell phone and talking on it. Oh, yeah, you just, this means that, and you know what that abbreviation means, and you know what that is. So, yeah, you're all good on that. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I am not good. And so they're doing all this. I'm like, oh, yeah. Uh-huh, yeah, I know what the, uh-huh. Oh, yeah, of course, I got all that. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I can feel like this panic welling up inside of me. This is the precursor to my nightmare fuel possibly coming true. I've told you many times on this show about how I've had that dream where I am at a radio station and I'm in charge and everything goes to shit. And all of a sudden there's silence and my phone's ringing. There's people saying, where are you? What are you doing? What the fuck is going on? Why are you fucking up our radio station? And I'm like, this is it. This is the beginning of it right now. So, they're showing me all this cool shit that I gotta figure out. And, oh my God. I cannot believe this. I have done it again. I have actually convinced people that I have acumen to pull this off. That I have, again, I ace the interviews. It's too much fake it till you make it. I've got to stop faking it because I keep making it. The problem with fake it till you make it, what happens if you make it? And then you got to like walk the walk. These lovely human beings are convinced that I possess some type of ability to present and do all this. I may be better off just never doing anything ever again. I mean, as long as I can press go live on this, that seems to be all I need. All right. So then after I finish up there, I drive an hour to another location. And that's where the main transmitter is. These are all, by the way, very, very distinct clues. Some of you, I've even said outright to some of you on Patreon where I will be doing my morning show from or what radio station that I will be on. Some of you don't know that. I've been dropping more than clues on the Patreon. In fact, I accidentally first said it last week, Friday, and that led me to say, oh, yep, I did give it away. I didn't mean to give it away, but I did give it away. But I had a conversation with the boss. And she walks in and she gives me this big sign for the radio station. She goes, hey, will you hang this up in your studio? She got like this deep radio voice. Hey, would you hang this up in your studio? I go, yeah, of course I will. I go, can I do it like right away? Yeah, I think so. We haven't announced it yet, but yeah, why not? I go, yeah, it'll be like a great big Easter egg. Yeah, okay. But I didn't get around to hanging it up. I guess I'll get to that. But I have an app for you to download, and it's a great app. And on the app, not only can you listen to me live, but there's an on-demand portion where if you hit it, you can download the whole, you can listen to the whole show after the fact. Yeah, Eric, that's what on-demand is. So that's what's up. I walk into the radio station and I realize I am back to my roots. I am 1,000,000% back to my roots. And this is no place I'd rather be, frankly. So when I started in radio, I was in a modular home, a big double wide, made it look like it looked like a house, but it's a modular home. And this is too. And fuck, I walked in there and I just felt it was like a flashback of going back to Z93. And I'm like, this is great. And then I walk in the room. I'll have to send you this picture. I'll be able to share it with you. I walk into the room of this facility. And there is a something that makes me feel immediately happy and comfortable. It was a dog's rope, tug toy, right on the floor. Now, the first person to meet me I shouldn't say person. The first living thing to meet me was the owner of the tug toy. The owner of the tug toy has heard me walk in. The owner of the tug toy peers out from around the corner and sees me looking at the tug toy. And then the owner of the tug toy speaks, and it sounded like this is Louie. Louie is a great big old male bulldog. Look at my man. That reminds me of Daisy. Oh my God. That is what I did. That's the first person I met was Louie, the full-on English bulldog. Maybe one of the largest English bulldogs I have ever seen in my life. Now, I've had these dogs nearly all my life. I've never, ever seen one quite as big as Louie. I cannot wait to show you more of Louie as time passes. Darla has to meet Louie. Oh, my God. They have never before has it been so obvious that this was meant to be. I walk into the radio station, and the first person to greet me is Louie. Truly a match made in heaven. Every concern and worry that I had is out the window as soon as I see this. That is going to go down in history as a classic picture. In 50, by the way, look at that hump in my back. I think I have the starting of what's known as kyphosis. I'm going to be the guy all hunched over. I'll be like Butterbean in that Diamond Dallas Page video I shared with you. Look at that boy. I love him. He's 8. Chris says, oh, you got doggo approval. All right. So very, very cool. I then, the two ladies that work there, one is the sales manager and one is the program director. Now, program directors and I, oh boy. But this is a different program director. This seems like it's going to work. I was right away put at ease because typically program director translates to douche. But not this one. Program director says to me, easy. We need to start teasing that you will be on the air. Do you know what we mean by that? I go, yeah. They go, so we want you to write some things that will say that you're going to be starting, but you can't say who you are. I go, okay, I can do that. She goes, how soon can you get them to me? I go, I'll drive away from here. I'll voice to text, and then you'll get them in probably 30 minutes. She goes, okay. I go, they're going to be all self-deprecating. Everything about this is going to be making fun of me. She goes, that's perfect. So here's what I came up with. Sometime in the very near future, this will be heard. It'll be easy to find our new morning guy on radio station. He's the one with burning bridges behind him. A new morning show starts Monday, March 18th on radio station. You can turn on the radio at one time and hear, place your bet now as to when our new morning guy gets fired. New show starts Monday, March 18th on radio station. There won't be any HR problems with our new morning guy on radio station. Every lady in the building already wants to smash his face in. A new morning show starts Monday, March 18th on radio station. Our new morning guy looks like he's on a no-fly list. Hear what this idiot sounds like Monday, March 18th on radio station. Now, if you hear that, you're going to want to listen. This is fucking gold, I think. A saint walks amongst us. It's the wife of our new morning guy on radio station. This catastrophe begins Monday, March 18th. He's that one jerk who thinks Gary Cherone was the best Van Halen singer. Our new morning guy starts Monday, March 18th on radio station. While everyone's hunting, fishing, and camping, this weirdo's putting clothes on his dog. Our new morning guy starts Monday, March 18th on radio station. There's a reason why we had 0 references on his resume. Our new morning guy is a real fixer-upper. Coming to radio station Monday, March 18th. Tyler writes, coming soon, a new host who is absolutely insane. It will be easy to understand why this guy has been fired so many times. I like that. I'm stealing that immediately. I need to send that along. Tyler the Joke Man is also good at that. I appreciate that. If you have any more, you can send them along. You know, obviously, I'm Amanda, don't even bother writing any. I'm kidding. Someone says, Tyler, get paid. Yeah, leave him alone. No, he doesn't want to get paid. Ryan says, so much secrecy to promote a grade A talent with tremendous hair like yourself. Before you know it, they'll ask you to never mention your name on air under any circumstances. Exactly. That's how, you know, let's go back to this whole process. You know, the whole courtship, this moment, the actual. Now, fast forward, what you do as an audience on this podcast is you start like an over-under. Which date will it all come crashing down? Okay? That's what you need to do. I can guarantee you everybody's betting on me to fail. Everybody is. All right? The idea that there's 2 audiences, radio audience and this audience, it will take a bit of time to get the audience up to speed as to what is going on at this level. 2 entirely different types of presenting. You know, You're not going to get long form, easy talking. You're not going to get me saying the shit that I say on here, on there. It is completely different. We have a different world. It was a different world 5 years ago. Now it's even more different. Now, I will tell you that if I was as loose-lipped on the radio station as I was here, it would be the biggest thing ever. But it's a risk to do that, a huge risk. And no one at the radio station wants to live through that type of stress. They said, look, you can't be that asshole. You just can't do it. And I'm like, that's totally cool. I get it. Like when I talk to these people, like at the meeting I had yesterday, you had full Eric Zaituni in there. I was like, hey, oh, yes, of course,Ll do it. And it's true, I will. I mean, it's not my radio station. And this is so much different than corporate radio, and here's why. The boss is as simple as a drive away to kick your ass. And they both can. You got a husband and wife team. The husband, I'm not kidding you, to me, because I'm the smallest person in the room always, he looks to be about 9 feet tall. This son of a bitch is a goddamn gargoyle. I don't think it seems like every person I've worked at in radio, well, it's true, everybody is taller than me, but this guy he's like freakish tall and handsome, and he's what you would describe as strapping. Just a big dude. So there's a pretty decent chance that if I alienate him, it's could get killed. Even more threatening is his better half, because she's so nice and very, very professional and engaging in that regard. But you just get the impression that if I just step out of line, I'm dead. I am so dead. All right. Megan says, hang on. Is the show called The Insane Asylum because of the radio station in Traverse City? Or is this a coincidence? Excuse me. I don't know. Chris asks, is she hot? Well, yeah, of course she is. And she has perfume that is intoxicating, okay? She walked into the studio in Traverse City, and she gave me a hoodie to wear. And I will. And after she gave me the hoodie, she walked in. She says, okay, bring it in. And I give her a hug, and I smell this really fantastic perfume. I was like, oh my God. Now, I'm not a big perfume person, but there are some particular ones that affect me and make me go, God, you just smell like, you're on the same island with like Wonder Woman doing like Wonder Woman shit. It's that type of, it's like, oh my God, you just kind of go off into a dream state. Now, occasionally, there'll be one that hits me. It's like too much, and it actually doesn't make me feel good when I breathe too much of it. But not this one. This is a very, very nice smelling perfume. All right. And then when I'm driving home, the hoodie's in the car, and I'm realized, oh my God, it's in the hoodie. And I'm like, I can't wear this without washing it because I won't even be able to concentrate. The perfume smells that good. I got to find out what it is and then get it for the queen of the forest, Ryan says, easy. Don't become a full-fledged hunchback. You need what height you have. Yeah, I slouch. I was just doing it right now. I feel so uncomfortable when I'm sitting up straight. It's in your paws, easy. Kuiper says. Maureen says, did you sleep with the hoodie? No. Come on. I said I want to keep this above board. No, I threw it in the wash. I got to wash that damn thing. All right. So then after visiting 2 radio stations in 2 different areas, I then go home. I kind of feel a little icky because I've been having some issues in my digestive system with what we determined on our own home medical show here, that too much fiber can hurt you. And I think I had too much fiber because, God, I sound like I'm 100 years old, but oh my God, the pain. I think it was the kale in the smoothie. That's what did it, and causing me all sorts of trouble these last few days. So leading up to yesterday, I was getting out of that and cutting back so that I didn't have too much of it. So then I'm like, all right, well, what's the opposite of fiber? I don't know, carbs? Shit, McDonald's? I'm driving up to where I need to go, and I've got a Jimmy Dean sausage sandwich. That disappears. Halfway up there, I get a gas station, kind of like pork product, hoagie, garbage. Oh, so bad. So bad. And then on the way home, Big Mac, double cheese, fry, Sprite. I'm like, it's like my own little Super Size Me episode. Or that damn, remember that guy? He ate all the shit for a month. He gained like 500 pounds. Oh. So I kind of loved it, but at the same time hated it. And now here I am, and I feel like I've gone the opposite direction, like too far. So I'm at a real crossroads. This is all part of yesterday. Finished this show here, which was, God damn it, that felt so good to explain to you my firing yesterday. Well, you'll have to go to the Patreon. I don't even want to say anything more about it. Okay? All I can tell you is that I was fired from a sponsor. Like I was partners with a sponsor on this show. And then I was full-fledged, got a phone call, and I'm sorry, we can no longer be associated with you. We are parting ways. Good day, sir. And I'm like, what? And so I know I touched on it yesterday, but it's still bothering me to no end. And I kind of did what I'm doing right now yesterday on this show, telling you to go to Patreon. And a lot of you did. And I'm very, very thankful for that, because knowing that fell on even more ears about the bullshit that exists in this fucking world. And all I did was defended a wonderful organization who I care very much about. And I guess I cared too goddamn much, because I was shown the door in an unbelievable amount of political correctness and micromanaging and all that other shit. And I'll tell you what, one more thing. The thing that got the ball rolling on this happened a month ago. A month ago, I made a post to Facebook defending this organization, okay? And then instead of like right then and there, they elaborated and pontificated and discussed for a whole fucking month before finally saying, hey, no more. You guys are fucking idiots. Not so much the worker bees in the organization, but the miserable pieces of shit that runs your organization. You guys are fucking idiots, okay? And you got to get the rest of that story. It's on my Patreon. And by the way, I forgot when I was tallying my firings yesterday, I forgot one. Let's go to the tote board. Riff, IMZ, The Bone, GRD, Cumulus, the Grand Rapids Drive, who brought me back, iHeart, who brought me back. So we are officially at 7. Okay. Ryan says the firing makes no sense. I imagine whoever's in charge was looking to drop the axe anyway, but found an easy way out. Tyler says, I wonder if KMK ever reached out to them. I don't think so. She doesn't know what I do. She's too stupid. She's too wound up on all her fucking moms of freedom and shit like that. Megan says, I was going to post about it on the Irvine's page, but decided not to poke anymore. Good choice. Don't do that. Megan says, oh, we're not trying to get it back then. No, fuck that shit. No. What I was doing was trolling. Some of you understand what I'm doing with what is going on Facebook, but that is a troll. That is the old kill 'em with kindness. It'll make sense to you if you listen to the Patreon. Some of this doesn't make sense to you. You have to listen to yesterday's Patreon. The daily Patreon bonus. It's only like 15 minutes because I was limited on time. Dana T says, I grew up listening to Joe and the Poor Boy. Well, yes, I am absolutely back to my roots. I am not at Z93. Okay. But it is similar in nature. Z93 was owned by a single person. This radio station is. Z93 not like that anymore. It's in a corporate environment, no longer in a mobile home. This radio station is actually in a mobile home with a big old bulldog walking the halls. Hoof, hoof. Play with me. Play with me. Megan says, when I say posting on the Irvine's page, I mean reposting the kill with kindness because it does make a difference. It does. It does. Patrick says, Danity, I envy your upbringing concerning listening to Joe and the Poor Boy. Those were ugly years. When I listened back to when I was actually doing the Joe and the Poor Boy show, I was of the mindset that it was great. But listening back to it now, it was far from great. It stunk. God damn. All right. Did Zane get fired when he subbed on Drew and Mike? Does that count? Yeah, I counted that one. And that did count as a firing. It wasn't rude or anything like that, or get the fuck out of here, but it was a firing. Officially. However, I did sign up for it as a temporary job, but I'm still counting it as one because if I wasn't worth a shit, if I was worth a shit, they would have kept me. But I wasn't. Some argue I still am not. Okay. All right. For those folks that are watching on Facebook and X and YouTube, thank you so much, but it's time to let you go. You can get more of the show by heading over to Twitch, twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Or just download the Twitch app and search Eric Zane Live. Send me an email on the Shoreliner Striping inbox, eric@ericzaneshow.com. And then, of course, you have the Patreon, patreon.com/Eric Zane. Sign up for free for 7 days. Not only will you get my discussion yesterday about being fired again, but you've got Who Are These Zanes? Who Are These Free Beers? And the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast, which, by the way, Ben is in Vegas. So obviously he's busy doing his Vegas thing. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas with Lurch. I cannot wait to hear the hilarity that has ensued with those losers next week. So everything is off for the Ben and Eric side of things on Patreon for a week. I will tell you that I had a little time to listen to Free Beer and Hot Wings in my travels. And for the next upcoming edition of Who Are These Free Beers, I've got some decision making about which segment I will share with you. I'm not saying this with hyperbole or, I don't know, snarkiness. I'm just telling you what they did. I have my choice to review with you, the audience, the same way I review my material. The Free Beer and Hot Wings discussion about the shape of butter. They did a whole breakdown of why butter is in the shape that it is. And it was as wild of a juxtaposition of topics that I've ever heard. They finished talking about Jason Kelsey's retirement. So, yeah, he retired, got a Super Bowl to his name. It was quite emotional. Hey, you ever wonder about the shape of butter? Hand to God. Hand to God, it was that out of left field, bizarro. Swear to God. Another topic was, hey, it's time to play a game. You know, they love the games. This is the nostalgic snack food game. I guess the prep, in addition to breaking down the shape of butter, which is like this stack of paper they get, it's called the complete sheet. One of the other things on there was top 20 nostalgic snacks of all time. Greg saw that and he said, okay, let's play a game. Shout out your name or just yell out fucking snacks. So for 10 minutes, they're just yelling snacks. Or I could choose Free Beer starting to get the message, sort of, about how absurd his hair looks. Audience members to that show are actually approaching him via text and saying, you need to cut your hair. And he's like, what? Huh? And then the rest of the idiots on the show enable him and tell him it looks excellent. Right now, I think the one that I want to do the most is the shape of butter. Because just saying that a radio show had a discussion about the shape of butter is ridiculous. Is probably the most ridiculous thing you could ever describe or talk about. Second would be snack food discussion. Top nostalgic snack food game. And then the third would be the hair thing. The hair thing is, I don't know. I mean, we've covered it quite a bit on this show, on the Who Are These Free Beers? But that is next week. We have to choose from these things. So I don't know what you would want to hear. You know, I mean, I've talked about it with you. Do you have a preference? Chris, who does listen, he wrote, this morning was a real stinker of a show, so brain dead. Patrick says, oh no, holy shit. Are you subbing for Ben on his morning show while he's in Vegas? No, I cannot do that. Chris says, I really am starting to think they are high as shit. Bob says, it was entertaining listening to Kelly not be able to use the letter R while talking during the game this morning. No, she knows how to use R. Those are crispy R's. Cars. Christmas, incredible. Sample the FBHW segment coming up next. Which color of paint do you like to watch dry? Yeah, really. I mean, it's the it isn't so much I think the thing that stands out is what they actually choose to park on. Ryan says, I think your new morning show should feature all of this wonderful free beer and hot wings content. It clearly draws huge ratings. Your entire show could feature trivia games and people who should never be allowed in front of a microphone. Aram says they seem to have adapted to the cutting-edge observation humor that all the funny people are doing nowadays. I don't know if you're sarcastic or not. I always struggle. Oh, Bob says, no, that was a rule in a game they were playing. No one could use R while talking. Donut Dan says they cannot offend anyone, so what can they do? Aram says it was sarcastic. Ryan says every time you make a joke on your new joke show, I think he means, every time you make a joke on your new show, Big Fraud, I'd like you to follow it with just kidding. Oh, my God. Freeber, what are we going to do about that? Okay. But, and they said it again. I heard it just recently. Scoreboard ratings. Somebody was dogging them about something. They go, scoreboard ratings. Yeah, well, look at the ratings, man. It's like, yeah, okay. All right. You know, I guess. They remind me of not so much Bob and Tom by the laughter, but the attitude that Bob and Tom would have when they were at a station of, yeah, well, hey, scoreboard. One day, something is going to come along, maybe, that might actually be able to take them out because the audience is just tired of the same goddamn thing. I wish I had that chance. You know, a real chance on a real radio station, not a goddamn sports talk station at the end of the dial. Nobody listened. It was so disheartening. Every ratings book, nobody's listening. God damn it, stop. All right. Thank you to everybody on Facebook, X, and YouTube. Facebook and Twitch, brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. X, brought to you by Blue Frost IT. Those folks are great. Thank you so much for everything. Let's see. The open and live stream of this show brought to you by I'm sorry, I can't even try to stall any longer. All right. There we go. Excuse me. The Grand Rapids Gold. 5 home games remaining. If you've been putting it off, it's time to do it. Go to GrandRapidsGold.com and get a pair of tickets. Just $14. You can pick them up. GrandRapidsGold.com. Thursdays and Fridays, you've got $2 beers, $2 dogs. I love the Grand Rapids Gold. The Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage wants you to reach out to them. 231-332-6505. When it comes to getting your mortgage, I am really, sounds like my mouth is having some type of malfunction here. If you're thinking about buying, get your mortgage pre-approved today with the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. 231-332-6505. First mortgage, call Mario. You've done this many, many times, call Mario. Anywhere in the U.S., call Mario. 231-332-6505. I've got a vouch store. What is that, easy? You go to vouch.store/Eric Zane. Several small businesses have added their products to my vouch store. The most pricey of them is the Nimble Accelerate percussion massage gun. You may have seen these in some of your retailers. You might have even been able to try one of these out. This is where you get it. The Nimble Accelerate percussion massage gun. makes a great gift. Celebrate Flying Laptop Day, March 17th, with the purchase of a Nimble Accelerate percussion massage gun. Maybe you want a smaller variety? The Mini Nimble Express percussion massage gun. Both available on my Vouch store. You're like, what? Yeah. The big kahuna is $369. You will never have to replace it, and it will change your life. The smaller one is $199. You can also pick up another number of other products on my Vouch store. Coffee, pet supplies, stuff to get you drunk, and stuff to clean your teeth. Vouch.store/Eric Zane. February, I sold 2 things. I sold one of these things to get you drunk and one of these pet supplies. So the goal is 3 sales for March. Can we get 3 sales in March? Okay, this is Vouch combines creators with small business, and then everybody wins. You get the products. You get great products. Small business sells their stuff. I get a small percentage. I think I made, I'm not kidding you, like 90 cents last month. Totally cool. I don't even care. It's just another thing to engage you, and you're helping me and others grow their products, grow the show, and then you get the products. So that's cool. I can do that all day. What the hell, you know? All right. Now, I didn't inform my pal Kyle from a company that used to market on this show, that I was going to be calling him. But I figured I'll just try it. Typically, it starts with hello. So I'm hoping I can get him going. I love having Kyle on here. I give it a 50-50 chance. Okay, running out of faith here. All right, you know, it's with this new setup, I'm going to have an actual phone line. Not just holding a phone up to a microphone, which has worked remarkably well for the past 5 years, 2 months, and 1 day. But I don't have the know-how on how to hook that up, and I'm too lazy and cheap to do it. So, you know, to have somebody come in like Dave Grant, like, fuck it, I'll just hold the phone up to the microphone. I'm not going to have to do that anymore. We will actually be able to, because of this setup on this podcast, like, people can call. Similar to a radio station, you will be able to call the live stream, and I can put you on. I mean, not like I don't. I mean, I already do that, but when people call me on my cell phone, and honestly, I don't know if I'll even have a need for that because, frankly, more of me and less of you is what makes this show work. I think Jim Rome said that once. This show needs more of me and less of you. What a thing to say. Isn't that's an incredible thing to say. I love the boldness of that. My show needs more me, less you. Kenny's back from his one-day pout fest. He says, Amanda and me are probably already blocked, LOL. No, you're not. And it's Amanda and I. Okay. Let's see. Becky says, I'm the person who bought the Camp Craft cocktail and the Yak Chews. I have not yet tried the cocktails, but it looks very promising. I can tell you that my dog loves the Yak Chews. I will be buying them again. Terrific. That's a wonderful review. Ryan says, I still wish they had given you LAV instead of BBL all those years ago. I always thought that would have been a great fit. By the way, the thing I told you about Cumulus is still in play. I don't know if I shared that on the free podcast, but there is possibilities there. In addition to all of this. That's funny you mentioned that, because at about the same time that I got fired from GRD, a month prior, Tony Gates, not a month prior, it might have been a month. I guess I couldn't tell you the timeline. He had gotten fired, not fired. He got suspended for like 1 month. And something really god awful, not my story to tell, as to what he said and did to Michelle. But I think he dropped the big word. And Tony ended up getting greased for a month. At about that time, the shit hit the fan with me. And I guess that motherfucker was walking around on pins and needles about whether or not EZ, like, it would have been fucking great. Can you imagine? So the timing of that couldn't have been better. And did not happen. But there was that thought. And as the years went on and after I left Cumulus, there was more than one scenario, because I've talked to people who witnessed it, where Michelle and Tony would get into a fight, and Tony was always yelling at her. And he yelled on the hall, "Why don't you go do your show with Eric Zane? I know that's what you want." And he'd like yell it down the hall. And I mean, I don't know. Maybe she wanted that, maybe she didn't. And I just love the fact, though, that it didn't happen, and he's still out. Tony's a dick, okay? I can't stand Tony Gates. I will never forget the interaction I had with Tony Gates. This is the level of ridiculous type of self-aggrandizing behavior that people would witness on a regular basis. I would always try to kiss his ass. First of all, he got pissed off, as almost like a game. He got pissed off at me one time. I was sitting there at my desk, and this is just before my show starts and his show starts. And he's walking around through the fucking radio station one by one, telling people it's his birthday. And we all know how that goes with me. I can't resist. If somebody says, "Hey, it's my birthday," I don't give a shit who they are. I'm going to be like, really? I mean, we had that with poor, pitiful Kenny 2-3 days ago, when he came in here and 1 second into the show announced it was his birthday, and he was appropriately beat up, and that led to thumb sucking and crying and gnashing of teeth and all that other shit. Okay? So Tony's walking around. He's going, "Hey, guess what? It's my birthday today. We're going to have a birthday celebration. First hour," he's telling everybody what the hell he's going to do on the show. Nobody gives a shit. I'm sitting there at my desk, and I'm like, I can't take it. I gotta, it's my sworn duty. You know, this isn't my fault. It's your fault. So the only guy he hasn't told is Uncle Buck, because he knows that Buck doesn't take his shit. Buck, God rest his soul. I love this guy. He comes walking around the corner. I go, "Buck." He goes, Eric, how are you? Not bad, buddy. And then I elevate the volume. I go, "Buck." And he looks at me kind of funny. I go, "Did you know it's Tony's birthday?" Like that. And while I said it, he's telling Rachel Gray birthday shit. And I can hear him stop. Like, it's kind of like off over here, baby. And I hear him stop. He's like, "So anyway, yeah, the hour 7 o'clock. Right when I say what I said. And then he starts talking and walking towards me. And I hear, Eric Zane, you listen to me right now." And he starts motherfucking me. He sticks his head in my office, starts motherfucking me. And I'm just like, I'm shaking my head laughing. I'm like laughing in his fucking face. Fuck you. You're fucking dead to me. Fuck you, motherfucker. He's totally going over the top, freaking out, killing me. And I'm like, yes. Success. I've done it. And off he goes, slams his fucking door, does his stupid birthday show nobody gives a shit about. And fast forward months. Now he still hates me, still won't talk to me. But I'm going to kill him with kindness. And one particular show of his, he decided to, because I would sometimes like put it in queue and listen to hear what they're doing, you know. And he goes, I think we're going to break format. Sticks, this is the 30th anniversary of Rockin' the Paradise, baby. So I'm going to play Rockin' the Paradise. That's a song we don't normally play. We normally play the same songs over and over again. But I'm going to play Rockin' the Paradise. I'm like, oh, okay, great. I cross him in the hallway. I go, hey. Now, I'm bullshitting him, but he doesn't know that. I go, when you played Styx, Rockin' the Paradise, goddamn, man. That took me back. That was fucking great. Yeah, I like to do that now. And he's like, he's bought in. He's like, yes, I like to do that. I like to keep him second guessing, I go, well, the whole station sounds remarkable, Tony. And then he goes, that's the way I built it. It's the way I built it, baby. I built it that way. And I'm like, what a thing. What a fucking, oh my God. And I go, wow. And I'm like, I'm just so blowing smoke up his ass. And he has no idea that I'm fucking with him. Oh, it's fucking awesome. Oh my God. Ryan says, I want your version of Tony Gates to be a South Park character. Ryan says, why the fuck didn't Cartwright and Steven Tyler lady see the ratings bonanza of putting you on LAV up against GRD? Tony Gates should have been punted long before he actually was. Okay, a little more inside baseball. When I signed, they gave me $160,000 a year. That contract ended, and they said, we can't pay you that much. We're going to give you $120,000 a year, and you do the morning show, and we want you on afternoons. I was on afternoons on LAV for quite a while. Well, a few months. So I go, okay. And they go, and when the time is right, you will take over mornings if you can pick up what we're laying down. So that told me the old man was short on time. And I go, all right, I can do that. Now, this is when I was still in good graces with them. Well, shortly after that was the incident, and I just talked about this on Ben and Eric, where we did a bit about a veteran who, I swear to God, his actual penis was blown off. And they performed a penis transplant on him. Somebody died in a car wreck, and they put a donor's penis on, and it was a success. So we're like, oh, my God. And so my joke was, I go, when you see a heart transplant, the donor family will put their ear to the chest of the recipient and go, oh my God, I can hear my son's heart beating. Oh my God, I love you. I go, that's going to make for some pretty awkward moments when the family meets the guy who got the fresh penis. I mean, you can just imagine. So then I'm expanding on that, and Ben's cracking up, and at that time the phone rings. And we used to put those calls on live, called phone call roulette, because they didn't even give us a goddamn phone screener. I pick it up, and it's some dude pissed off. Well, how dare you do that to the... He thinks that I hate the military because, I mean, you know how sensitive it is. You can't even crack a joke about someone who's been in the military. It's like, come on, give me a fucking break. Guy had a dick transplant. It's a great joke. So I did that crack, and then this guy called, and then I yelled at him on the air. Now, that was bad enough. I was probably already in trouble. But then I star 69'd him when we got off the air and told him to go fuck himself. And then he called the radio station, and I was fucking suspended. Not only was I suspended, I was almost fired. And then they said, and I hadn't yet signed the $120,000 contract. They pulled it and rewrote it and said, now you are no longer on LAV. You are no longer considered in the running for the morning show, and we're giving you $80,000. That was a $40,000 joke. That joke cost me $40,000. And I'm like, oh, God. Shortly after that, it was the day when I sent Ben home for being a douche. And then that was in October of 18. And then January of 19, I was gone. I don't know if any of these stories, any of you even care about these stories, but that's the chronologic timing of it. Because so they were like, oh, hey, that Eric Zane, he's gonna be mornings. And then all of a sudden, Ryan says, you were Cartwright's best friend, I imagine. I'll never forget Cartwright. After when I was motherfucking the guy about the military, and they, like, the powers that be were talking about firing me, and they did not. They agreed, no, let's not fire him. Cartwright, pretend I'm Cartwright, I'm across the desk, and he goes, Eric, this is the bullet going for your head just now. And then he touches the side of his head like the bullet is grazing my head. He goes, I am you. This is the bullet grazing your head. You are so lucky. I'm like, okay, yeah. So I left that meeting with like no ass. He ate all my ass out. He spent the whole time eating my ass. $40,000. No LAV. Everybody hates me. All because of the dick transplant joke incident. I don't think I've ever really told that one as in depth. And honestly, all of that shit came back to bite me in the ass, because there was an opening on the LAV show. And I was like, hey, I would like that job. And they're like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, right. So there's, HR opens up my file and it's like alarms are going off and shit. Ben brings up another great moment. Remember when Cartwright heard the squirting drops? Okay, so Ben and I are doing this show and we don't have any parameters. There's no one really policing us. No one really listening to us. No one has any idea how much of the Wild West that fucking morning show is. All they care about is the audience, and no one's listening. So we're losing favor very quickly. We have a drop. I forgot who said it. Some actor on a show. Go, she's a squirter. She's squirting. And contextually, it's just a fantastic bit of comedy to play it. Contextually or out of context, it's just funny. It just works, that goddamn drop. It's so fantastic. It's a show-stopping drop. So, it could be a scenario where I'm describing like, Ben's such a sniper with that stuff. I could be on the air there saying, okay, so St. Jude's is having their water balloon fight to raise money for sick kids. And oh, look, little Peggy Sue, she got a little hole in her water balloon there. Oh my. And then you'll hear, she's a squirter. She's squirting. So that's when that would happen. Ben seems to know the exact moment, as he writes, we were talking about Diana. All right. So, all right, I'm sure it was sexual in nature. So I'm going to talk about Diana, and maybe I might be talking about something. I'm dancing around the topic to some degree. And then you hear, she's a squirter. She's squirting. Well, big laughs, bit ends. I go to take a leak. I go walking over into the area where the bathroom is, and the elevators are right there. And just as I'm walking into this little vestibule to head over to the men's room, the goddamn elevator door is open. And there's this round man. This old man with silver hair, slicked back in a 1988 hairstyle, fat as fuck, pants pulled up past his belly button, belt cinched tight. He looks like a fucking apple. Long zipper, and he's gray. And he has this look on his face. And I don't know. I go, hey, Jeff. He goes, hey. Now, he wants to bring it up right then and there as I'm walking to the bathroom. He doesn't. He waits. He's trying to get his thoughts. So what has happened is, as he was pulling up to work, he heard that. He was shocked. And then he's like, I got to do something. I gotta put a stop to this. He never would come up to that floor. And I'm like, hey, Jeff, what are you doing? He's there to discuss this. He can't believe it. And I don't remember, Ben, if it was right then or after the show, if it was him or it was Lori or who it was. But no, it was Lori. Yeah, it was Lori. And I think we had to sit in her office. And in front of her, she had to play the goddamn segment. It was so awkward. I'm talking about my wife squirting jizz out of her fucking mop. And I'm like, oh, God, what the fuck is happening? It's like, couldn't we just have said, hey, no more dirty drops? We had to listen to it in front of her. So Ben and I are like cringing. We had to listen to the whole goddamn bit. That's what Lori would do. She would just sit there with this mad look on her face, listening to this gross bit. And we're like, now in the moment, it was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. But in front of her, we're like, we can't laugh. You know? And I'm just like, I'm trying to keep it together. I'm like a fucking sixth grader. Face turning red. God damn it, that's funny. So much trouble. No more. No more drops. And then I had to go. I go, Ben. All right, we're on the run, big guy. What? What are you talking about? No more drops that are like about vaginal squirting. Oh, come on. I can't believe we're having this conversation. I go, yeah, I think we crossed the line with a vaginal squirt drop. Might have to reel it in from vag squirt. In fact, any type of penis squirt, let's kind of get out of all squirt. And, well, actually anything. Okay, in fact, all drops have to be approved. These ones are approved. Creaking door, auga horn, chickens, cough, those things. Aram writes, Ben, was this before or after the kid who sold the pumpkins trouble? They all happened in order. I don't recall. I'm actually going to tell the pumpkins trouble story in just a bit. I'm going to go pee, and I'm going to come back and tell that story. But before I do, Thank you, as always, to the sponsors, Impact Power Sports, online at impactpowersportsmi.com. They are in Rockford, Michigan, along 14 Mile Road. You got to check out the e-bikes. Boy, those look fun. Especially at this stage in my life. There was a stage in my life when I would let's go pedal and do some exercising. I like the fact that on the e-bike, you just pedal it like 3 times, and then you're doing 60 miles an hour. So sweet. And you can pedal and say, yeah, I'm working my ass off here. Check out the e-bikes if that's what you're in the market for. Or maybe it's a side-by-side, ATV, UTV, a scooter, a motorcycle, dirt bike. How about a Yamaha golf cart? Michigan's newest dealer for Yamaha golf carts is Impact Power Sports in beautiful Rockford, Michigan. Check them out online at impactpowersportsmi.com. They got a full service shop, too, in case your toys need to be worked on. A&E Heating and Cooling. How about Joe Martinez, 616-516-8579. Love him so much. We are starting to get to the point now where you're going to need to schedule that AC tune-up. If you have never done this, if you've been I've never done it, I'm not going to start, you are really rolling the dice. First of all, let me just tell you this. You are shortening the lifespan of a very expensive piece of equipment that you need. Stop doing that. You can still turn it around by getting that thing serviced. If you just flip it on, and there's all that cotton wood on the side of the condenser or whatever the hell it is, the air, it's tougher for the air to get through to be cooled, and that means the machine is going to work harder, longer. That shortens the life. Come on now, get that thing cleaned. It's only going to cost you $79 to get your AC tuned up with my friends at A&E Heating and Cooling. 616-516-8579. Call today. Irvine's, oh my God, Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. Call upon them for something as simple as an oil change. Now, look, I know you're like, well, yeah, I go to the the drive-in place. Don't think for a second that you're saving any money when you go to the drive-in place. All right? If you haven't noticed, those places, their prices are through the roof. Irvine's competes with them. The best part is, first of all, you're supporting a sponsor. Second of all, this is my favorite thing about Irvine's. When they change your oil, they go over your whole car and make sure that everything is running and in appropriate order. And then you're going to get a little book report via your email about what's red light, yellow light, green light. I mean, honestly, I really appreciated that when they said, okay, Eric, these are all yellow lights. Eventually, you want to look at this. This is a red light. If you don't get this taken care of, you're going to be back here with a much more expensive repair. So take care of this. This is highly recommended right now, Eric. And I trust them. Okay? So you should trust them. 616-532-6600. Irvines.com. ervines.com. That's ervines.com. Okay. The infamous pumpkin story is next. Kent says the looks like a monster drop was the best. That was another one. Reading all these memories and then talking about them, we had a great run there. I'm telling you right now, the amount of trouble we got in was worth it. No, it wasn't. It cost me a lot of money. That was a dumb thing to say. It's good to talk about. It was that $40,000 one that hurt the most, though, Okay, I'll be back. So Ben and I are doing some story on the air. I think it was the kid. Ben, did the kid have some type of ailment or diabetes or something like that? Or he was raising money for something. It was something to do with health. And we're playing the story, and the kid is selling pumpkins. He would grow pumpkins and then sell them, and then Oh, it was for a dog, wasn't it? A dog? It was some type of service dog. That's what it was. The kid was raising money for the dog. And so dad's on there talking, and then the kid speaks into the for the story. And he had like a speech impediment for the ages. I mean, he was, I don't know how to describe it. I thought he was deaf. He's like, hey, you're honking. Probably shouldn't even do the impression. It was like, I'm saying honking to get here a dog. And the kid, he wasn't like fucked up. I think he needed the pumpkins or the dog for like seizures or something like that, or a service dog. You know how it is. Nowadays, the dogs do everything. And so they put a camera on him, and Dad's like, yeah, we're really excited. The community's rallying around it. And let's hear from Little Johnny. The dog. It sounds like he's speaking Klingon. And Ben and I look at each other, and he starts, that giggle of his. Once I hear that giggle, I'm done. Okay, to me that's green light. Green light, go, do it. I said, that kid needs to raise money to go see a speech therapist is what he needs. and okay, so that's it. That happens. Fast forward an hour. Deal Tony Gates in again. Gates takes that story. He doesn't know that I just dropped that on him, on the world. Well, it turns out that the dad was listening. He heard me actually say that. And so he's furious. And he's sitting there stewing in it. And then Tony Gates saw the story, and he looked the guy up, unbeknownst to me. He doesn't know what I did. I don't know that he's doing this. And the dad's at home all pissed off. All of a sudden, this guy's phone rings. He picks it up and goes, hey, this is Tony Gates from WLAV, baby. I'm doing my feel-good story of the day. And wanted to put you on there, talk about the pumpkin sales, have your kid get a dog, baby. And through the guy, he goes, okay, now are you, is this associated with Eric Zane? No, baby, he's a couple rooms down. This is Tony Gates, baby. I built this radio station. It's gold. And the guy goes, okay, so you're affiliated with Eric Zane through you're owned by the... Yeah, well, fuck you. What? Yeah, Eric Zane just said something awful about my kid, and holy fuck, I'm gonna kick you. I'm gonna kick his ass. Go fuck yourself. He hangs up on Tony. Fucking Tony comes in, kicks in the door. Hey, baby, I was trying to do a feel-good story, baby. And I called this guy, and he starts motherfucking me because you said his kid sounds like a retard, baby. I'm like, what? Huh? Oh, no. Oh, my God. So at this point, I had already been in trouble for numerous things, including saying that the mother of the guy who donated his penis was going to put her ear up to the recipient's dick and told that guy to go fuck himself. I had already been on the carpet many times. So I think that's the timeline of this. I don't know, but I was still in trouble a lot. Go figure. And so I like, well, shit, now I got to get out in front of this one. So no one knows except Gates. So I go to Michelle. I go, you got to keep him from singing to the boss. And she's like, okay, I'll tell him. I'll try to calm him down. And so I then call the guy, the dad, and I immediately start groveling. I'm like, oh my God, I cannot believe I said that about your son. I cannot believe I said that. And somehow the guy buys it And he's like, I want you to come see what my son and I are doing. You know, you got to see this. And I'm like, fuck, I don't want to do that. And I go, yeah, of course. I will show up there, and it's time to buy some pumpkins to help the cause, you know? I drive to the middle of nowhere, one of these shit kicker communities like Cedar Springs or some shit. You know, I roll in. I immediately stop feeling bad because he's got like a Confederate flag draped on the garage and shit and fucking Trump flags. And I'm like, oh, fuck, man, here we go. I get out. There's dogs that come running at me. They're baring their teeth. I'm like, oh, God, I'm not moving. Guy comes by and goes, hello. Now, he's not really sure about me. And I'm thinking he's going to rape me. I'm dead. I bought $500 worth of pumpkins that day. You know how many pumpkins you can buy for $500? Oh. And the kid's like, yeah, let me blow the cost. I'm like, yeah. I'm trying not to laugh. Ugh. That was how I weaseled my way out of that one. I somehow was able to keep that from being... I would have been fired for that one. If they would... Because it's always bad when you... Okay, you say the joke. The joke is great. Doesn't matter if it's mean or not. It's a great joke. Then when the complaint comes in, then they're like, hey, uh-oh. And then they got to go and get the material of me saying it. Now they're already expecting it to be the worst goddamn thing. There's no context to it. Of course it sounds horrible. It's supposed to. Kenny writes, today I learned Eric once told a $40,000 joke and then had $500 to spare for pumpkins shortly thereafter. I'll never forget driving back and all these the cars loaded with pumpkins. I'm like, hey, I got the pumpkins. So anyway, I probably bought that fucking kid his dog. Oh, my God. Some of those details are foggy, but that's generally what happened. Oh. God, the headaches. So now I'm like, I'm getting ready to do this job, this new gig. And I'm like, okay, now. You cannot be in a position where you say they need to not raise money for a dog. They need to get that kid into speech therapy. I cannot say that. That is not going to happen. You are not going to hear me talk about shit like that on this show. That's what the podcast is for. I should have I should have gotten fired for that. The only reason why I didn't get fired for that is because I was proactive and I bought $500 worth of pumpkins. Is the story great to tell now? Yes, of course it is. Ryan says the Gates impression needs to be developed as your new on-air personality for the new show. Imagine the rating success. Trump supporters will love it. I talked with the boss about Trump being on my show. I think I might have mentioned this. Hold on. Aram says Ben's pissed off reaction to Eric's throwing Ben under the bus. Oh, I forgot about that. You're right. That did happen. Okay. I remember because when we did it, he was pissed off at the show, but he didn't think it was me. He thought it was Ben. Yes, that's exactly what happened. Thank you for that. Because then when I got in the driveway, it was confirmed. He goes, oh, yeah, I know it wasn't you. It was that other guy. And I went, yeah, that fucker. And then I think I revealed it to Ben, and I don't know when I revealed it to Ben. Did that hit the air, or was that in podcast form that I discussed it? I don't know. Maybe it was sudden death. I don't know. It's all foggy to me. Maybe Ben has some insight on that. I'm going to call him. I got to call him because if it wasn't for Aram bringing that up, Aram is quickly working his way back into my good graces after he tried to hurt me horribly not long ago.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
So how did it go about with me throwing you under the bus?
Yeah, you did it. You did it the next day on the air.
So
you told me the day after you bought the pumpkins.
Yeah.
You told me during a live segment that you threw me under the bus.
Oh, I didn't. It wasn't like on sudden death.
No, it was on the air.
Wow, I'm surprised that I didn't just sweep it under the rug and continue on.
Right? Yeah, I was so caught off guard by that.
So on the air, on the air, I'm like, oh yeah, boy, did we do it like in apology form?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So we went, hey, by the way, yesterday there was some comments made by Ben on the air yesterday that were completely,
Yep.
Oh no.
I believe that's exactly how it happened.
Oh my God. That is remarkable. Holy shit.
Whoever listens to the old tapes will have to just the lost day or whatever they're called.
Okay.
We'll have to pay attention come end of October.
Yeah, that's what Aram is saying right now. So I think right now I'm in September, but but I'm in 2017. Maybe it was 2018. I don't know.
No, it had to have been 2017.
Okay. Oh, well, it's coming up then. It's coming up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's getting close.
Oh, I
swear it has to be 2017.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for the clarification. I look forward to hearing it.
We're also getting to the point where Julius is gone.
Yes.
Yeah. October 1st is the first day we're on the air without him.
I remember there was a time on there was a segment we did when Julius announced he was leaving, and on the air he said, "Well, I kind of want to get out while I can," and he actually said, "Before I become like one of the losers here," and then under his breath he said, "Gravy."
Oh, jeez. I did not remember that.
I think I dumped it. I was like, God damn it, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Oh, all right. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it.
Yep. No problem.
Hey, by the way, when do you leave for Vegas?
Friday night. Tomorrow night around like 9 p.m.
Okay.
And then we get in at like 10 p.m. there.
Okay, so what do you have any big plans, or is it just go find something to do while you're there?
Well, Saturday night and Sunday night we're seeing concerts.
Okay.
And so but the rest of the time it's just like find something to do. I think we might go to that Sphere.
Oh.
That brand new Sphere that's there. I think they have some Sphere experience or something like that.
Oh, you're gonna love that. Yeah.
Otherwise, gambling, strippers, and hookers. Man.
Okay, absolutely. Now, what concerts are you seeing? Are they residencies?
No, it's 311. They celebrate March 11th every 2 years in Vegas, and they play like 3 to 4 hour shows.
Oh my God, that's awesome. Who else?
That's it.
Oh, you're seeing 2 shows from them?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And they start at like 8:30, but like 311 day won't hit off until midnight Monday.
Yeah.
So they'll probably play like a 4 hour show.
And those are going to be different shows?
Yeah, they play like 90 different songs.
Oh my God. Wow, I'm excited for you. Now, look, Ben and you and I have just had a great conversation. Okay? It was so easy to do. How in the world is it so difficult in your day job?
I don't know. I'm more comfortable with you.
I don't think it's you. I swear to God, I think it's you. All right. Have fun. Please don't get in trouble and stay safe, please.
Yeah, and hopefully my plane doesn't crash.
Oh my God. All right. Thanks. Yeah.
I've got an update for next time report or whatever about my butt situation.
Yeah, you talked about rectal bleeding. I can't wait to hear more.
Okay.
All right.
The doctor had some.
Oh, you still there?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. It cut out right when you said the doctor had some.
Oh, I have to get a colonoscopy.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go.
And the female doctor wanted to look at my rectum right then and there, but I said no.
Really? You said no?
Yeah, I didn't want her to look at my butthole.
She's a doctor, for God's sake.
Yeah, but she's a cute lady. I felt bad.
Oh, no, dude. It's a simple, you know how comfortable, like, in your job might be talking to a microphone? She knows her way around a butthole.
Yeah, but it's like staring into an eclipse. You don't want to do it.
Yeah, all right. All right, very good. I love it. Thank you.
Right.
See ya.
Yeah.
There you go. That is Ben Glaze. He's an absolute legend. Ryan says, I got the same problem. Get a dude doctor ASAP. No, to me, that's an adventure. I've got a lady doctor. She's my PA. A lot of times I go see my PA. And I just, to me, these aren't even people. These are robots. I'm like, Doc, you won't believe this shit. Like, I've got my PA for my prostate. She's a 30-year-old, absolutely fantastically beautiful knockout. And I have to look her in the face in a couple of weeks and tell her that the side effects of the medicine that she put me on. I'm at a crossroads. And, this medicine has affected my sex life in a profound way. She's going to say, how are you doing with the medicine? I said, well, okay, I think it's working, but I'm not sure. And I don't know if it's worth it. Because if it's not working, I don't want to take it. Why is that? Well, I used to be one of the best jizzers in America. Okay? My yogurt cannon was devastating. One big blast, and Diana looks like sad clown. And now it's ridiculous. She's going to leave me. And that's not my fault. It's her fault. She craves the sad clown look. And now it's as feeble as ever. And my libido is low. I used to always want sex. Now I'm like, yeah, all right. That's ridiculous. Rebecca says, just give her oral. Well, of course. That goes without saying. Again, I eat ass. Ryan says, karma for making fun of that dick transplant. I don't know. New person, username 12989 says, yogurt cannon LMAO. I don't know about this. So it's either, Aram said he used to talk about his distance on the radio. Oh, yeah. It's absurd. The power. Now it's just like www.dribbledick.com. Megan says, I eat ass. Write down for the new radio station stuff. So and Eric Zane in the morning. He eats ass. All right, that's enough of this gross, sexy talk. It's actually a health concern. Okay, this is key to a successful marriage. If I suddenly cannot provide for her, I might have to have her hire someone to provide for her. Okay? And no, it's not any of you. It will be a large black man. Remember, I stole her from a black guy. His name was Adam. Black Adam. So there's that. That's a rare moment where the white guy stole it from the black guy. So I am formidable. But if I take care, if one of my aces in the hole is no longer in play, I mean, this could be a problem. Rebecca is married to one of our black brothers. He's a very nice man. I met him. They're a wonderful couple. All right. I have some good news from my friends at The Green Medicine Shop. Online at thegreenmedicineshop.com. Easy. I have attached a copy of the flyer for St. Patrick's Day and a copy of the radio ad that I am running on the local radio station here in Greenville so that you know what we are promoting this month. Okay. I'm going to take a look at that. The big deals at The Green Medicine Shop in Greenville, Michigan for Flying Laptop Day, March 17th. I think that's a Saturday, isn't it? No, is that a Sunday? I think it's a Sunday. Yeah. Okay. 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. on March 17th. It says Black Widow's Irish Cream, 2 for $30. Some of you know what that means. I do not. Koala Farms green gummies, buy one, get one. 17% off any one item if you wear green. Rainbow cake by Hog for $17. And it says 1/8. Now, let's assume correctly that all of these things are cannabis products. I'm 99.999% make it 100% sure these are cannabis products. Of course they are. Spend $100 or more, and you get to spin the prize wheel, guys. Pick a prize from the pot of gold with every purchase. Okay, so there you go. Head up to Greenville, Michigan, and take advantage of these St. Patrick's Day deals at Green Medicine Shop in Greenville, Michigan. This is a medical dispensary. You can only purchase these products if you have a med card. If you're like, I'm just going to go to my adult use, recreational use place. Don't do that. Okay? You skip the 10% excise tax when you buy it from these folks. You're buying it from a very hardworking, locally owned sponsor that supports me. And if you support them and say my name, they will continue to support me. So let's say you like to have your stash of 2.5 ounces. Would you please get it at Green Medicine Shop in Greenville, Michigan? Easy, I don't have a med card. That's okay. When you go to thegreenmedicineshop.com and at the top, click Get Your Med Card, you get your med card. 15 minutes later, you got your med card. Yeah, but easy, that cost me $90. That's okay. You get your med card that way, the way I just told you, you get a $100 in-store credit. Ha! There you go. So that means that the only thing that's keeping you from Green Medicine Shop is the distance. So take a drive to Greenville, check out their nice downtown, and go to Green Medicine Shop. It's a fantastic shop. You will love it. It's so clean and sweet and everybody's so nice. And then I have this bit of information that I heard from them. The only reason why they are a medical facility is because they're not allowed to be a recreational facility because of local ordinances. This is a super conservative part of Michigan. For years now, Shawnee and Matt have been trying to get them to sell their products recreationally as well as medicinally, okay? To have that option for both. They've only been able to be a medical caregiver because of the ordinance. Every month, them or people who support them speak in front of the local board or whatever it is, and they all turn a blind eye, and they don't even give them the time of day. It's annoying, but they continue to try. However, there is proof of some thawing from what I was told. Easy. The council meeting last night was awesome. We've made progress and swayed a few of these members, I think. We had a city council member and one of the planning commission stop by this morning, and they told us they will be pushing hard to get this through before the end of May for us. It would still be fall before we were adult use. I really hope we can go adult use without a ballot initiative. We had a great showing at the meeting, and 5 of our patients actually spoke on our behalf after my speech to let the city know they support us. And thank you for helping spread the word. Okay, so help these folks out. Shawnee and Matt are the owners of Green Medicine Shop. So that was, not only was that a commercial, that was like an update. I love talking about them. I love their story. They work very, very hard, and I wish them nothing but success. Okay, there's still time to call the tax hobbit, Troy Ginzer, Tag Accounting, 616-301-9516, tagcpa.net. Sunday is my tax day. Oh, my God. All right. This is a stress-free adventure for you now. You used to have to do it yourself. You used to have to do the dumb TurboTax. You used to pay an arm and a leg for whatever fucking accounting firm. Tag, you're going to pay a lot less. You're going to get a lot more back. Call today and say, Easy sent me, and I want the tax hobbit to do my taxes. 616-301-9516. Anywhere in the U.S., Tag Accounting, tagcpa.net. Last but not least, Frank Fuss, My Policy Shop Insurance. Buyinsurancehere.com is where you need to go. Buyinsurancehere.com. Okay. If you are unemployed, maybe like between jobs, maybe you have your own business, maybe your employer does not offer insurance, you need to get a healthcare policy, and you get it through healthcare.gov. Go to buyinsurancehere.com for more details. What Frank does is he takes you through all the steps at healthcare.gov. If you do that on your own, there's a fairly good chance you're going to mess it up. Frank will help you every step of the way, and he costs nothing. Okay? Frank gets paid by the insurance companies. He wants to help you. I've got a long list of show audience members who have checked out Frank, and he's been able to help them in some way, shape, or form. Buyinsurancehere.com. Go to that site and schedule a meeting with Frank. Make sure you indicate that you heard it from me. Yesterday, we had an army of asshole of the day. Not yesterday, but the day before. It was Kenny, Amanda, Brandis twice, Megan, and Corey. A lot of those people were like trying to move on, quit it. And that is not acceptable. And then Kenny got it for announcing his birthday. And now he's still bitching about it because he said, I guess these 2 emojis aren't legal anymore. And it's like, no, stupid. It's not the emojis, and nothing's illegal. But if you come in here announcing to everyone your birthday, me beating you up is 100% on point. I've always done that. Don't act like this was something new. And then the subsequent one-day pout fest. Oh, my God. And now here he is back again for more. Still getting in trouble by referencing his dumb emojis to announce his birthday. Tyler says, how can a city named Greenville not be pro-green? Tophus says, if those uptight assholes would just take some weed, then they would have no problem getting rid of that ordinance. Look, I don't know who the asshole of the day is. I've had nothing but good vibes. Retelling some classic stories of when we got in trouble. That was so much fun. I love that. Not to mention all the upcoming radio hijinks that we are in store for. So I think for today's Asshole of the Day, brought to you by TC Paintball, just on principle, it's the Asshole of the Day's got to be Jeff Cartwright. And I know Ryan's going to love that because Ryan used to work with this piece of shit. So Cartwright is the Asshole of the Day today. All right, folks, that is going to do it for me here. I hope you enjoyed it as always. Just think, in just over a week, this is the time that we'll be starting this show. I'll talk to you on the Patreon. Have a good one. Thank you, and bye-bye.